Hi everyone. Today we are going to discuss the topic environmental pollution, which is one of the topics of CCP, that is compulsory core paper. So let's start. Environmental pollution is a topic which is almost known to everybody, but as a formal definition, I would like to give that any solid, liquid, or gaseous substance present in such concentration that is injurious to the environment is called a pollutant. And the phenomenon of increasing pollutants is called pollution. There are four major types of pollution which we are going to discuss in this discussion. They are, the fifth one also we will discuss, that is nuclear hazards. So they are air pollution, water pollution, soil pollution, noise pollution, and nuclear hazards. So all these the different types of pollutions which are affecting our environment at present is going to be discussed in this session. So let's begin. First of all, let us begin with air pollution. Air pollution is the pollution of atmosphere, that is, it is the imbalance in quality of air so as to cause adverse effects on the living organisms existing on earth. Now, what are the causes? Causes of air pollution are of two types. There can be a natural cause or a man-made cause. The natural causes are volcanic eruptions, which release different gases like SO2, sulfur dioxide, H2S, hydrogen sulfide, and CO, carbon monoxide. These gases pollute the environment. The other natural cause may be a forest fire, which releases a lot of smoke and harmful gases in the environment. Then natural organic and inorganic decays or vegetative decay done by microorganisms, which produce marsh gases. Marsh gases, the primary marsh gas is methane, CH4, which contributes to the environmental pollution. Apart from these, the other natural sources of pollution are cosmic dust and pollen grains of flowers and fungal spores, which are seasonal causes of air pollution. Now coming on to the man-made sources, which are artificial sources. Among these, the first source is increase in population. Increase in human population itself is a reason for many different types of air pollutions. More population means more human beings, more consumption of power or fossil fuel, which ultimately results into more and more release of harmful gases in atmosphere. So increase in population itself is a very big man-made source for air pollution. Next cause of man-made source is emission of greenhouse gases. So you know, greenhouse gases are those gases which increase the atmospheric temperature and thus lead to global warming. Nowadays, more and more greenhouse gases are being emitted into the environment. Next source is deforestation, which is again a man-made source. Deforestation is the removal of forests or green plants, which leads to decreased absorption of CO2. Decreased absorption of CO2 leads to increased greenhouse effect. Then next cause is burning of fossil fuels, as I already discussed. More and more petroleum products are being used nowadays, which result in more and more air pollution. Then vehicle emission. Large number of human population uses large number of vehicles, and these vehicular emissions contribute significantly to the air pollution. Then next cause is rapid industrialization and use of pesticides in agriculture. So as more and more human beings are getting into progress, they increasingly increase the number of industries, which leads to rapid industrialization, and industry will use fossil fuels. So ultimately they will also increase the air pollution. Then use of pesticides to increase the food production. And pesticides, when they are on the plants, they definitely help in increasing the food production, but after that sometime the pesticides remain in the atmosphere and cause prolonged damage to other living things. And lastly, wars. Different wars between humans also is a major contributor to air pollution, because during wars a lot of warfare and gunpowder are used, which release immense pollutants in the air. Now we will see the effect on of air pollution on the environment. Air pollution, how does it affect? It causes, first of all, it causes acid rain, which is due to release of sulfur dioxide, SO2, NO2 and CO2. This acid rain is very harmful for the buildings and metals and alloys as well as plants. Then, as I told you, the acid rain affects the metals and alloys. So various structures made up of metals and alloys are deteriorated very fast due to acid rain. It also causes heavy damage to the monuments which are of aesthetic importance to us. A very common example is Taj Mahal, which is made up of marble, but marble is nothing but calcium carbonate, and that reacts with acid rain, and now we can see lot of wear and tear on the building of Taj Mahal. So effect on building and monuments is already seen due to acid rain, which is actually a result of air pollution. Then it also affects the fertility of soil. Acid rain increases acidity of soil, thereby reduces nutrient absorbing capacity of plants' roots. Next effect is it damages the leaves of large trees, causing brown dead spots, thus reducing the photosynthetic activity. Next harmful effect is the effect on aquatic animals, because acid rain causes death of a large number of aquatic plants and animals. Then next effect is on the ozone layer. The ozone layer, you know, is the protective layer from harmful radiations coming from the sun. So this ozone layer is reduced by the harmful gases like chlorofluorocarbons, and ultimately the layer is become thin, so the harmful radiations like ultraviolet radiations reach to the earth's surface and cause lot of damage. And finally there is indirectly or directly effect on human health. The air pollution is a major cause of increased respiratory diseases in the human beings. Now, how do we control? The control of air pollution can be done by using dust collection devices, then a reduction in the release of harmful gases, control in population, and using and promoting green sources of energy. Green sources means those sources of energy which does not involve burning of fossil fuels. So by this we can reduce the air pollution. The next topic, we will go to the next type of pollution, which is water pollution. Now, water pollution. Water pollution is defined as the addition of some foreign substances which degrade the quality of water so that it becomes unfit for use. Types and causes of water pollution. Water pollution is divided into 4 categories on the basis of sources and storages of water. These 4 categories can be again categorized into 2 major categories, that is groundwater pollution and surface water pollution. Now coming on to the groundwater pollution. Groundwater acts as a reservoir by virtue of large pore spaces in the earth. It is polluted by the following sources. Number 1, domestic waste. Pathogenic organisms, increase biochemical oxygen demand and reduce nutrients in the water. They also increase the solid waste in the form of sewage. Then next source is industrial waste, which releases toxic heavy metals, hazardous organic and inorganic effluents, which finally lead to the death of aquatic plants and animals. Next cause is agricultural waste. In agricultural waste, we include chemical fertilizers, pesticides, insecticides, herbicides, processing wastes, and animal wastes. All these factors lead to water pollution, lead to groundwater pollution. Next category is surface water pollution. Surface water means the water present in rivers, lakes, ponds, estuaries, and oceans. Surface water is polluted by atmospheric gases, surface runoff, industrial and municipal wastes, agricultural wastes, decomposed plant and animal matter, and radioactive materials. Different lakes, which are the major sources of our use, they are also polluted by organic wastes and toxic wastes from hills or hilly regions, sewage treatment plants, siltation of lakes due to huge sediments, eutrophication due to excessive nitrates and phosphates. Eutrophication, you may recall, is a process of increased algal population in a given water body. This increased algal population increases biochemical oxygen demand. That is, the available dissolved oxygen for other aquatic animals is reduced, and so it leads to death of aquatic animals. Then other water bodies which are useful for us, like rivers, are also polluted by the same reasons. Now the prevention and control of water pollution. First, stabilization of ecosystem. It includes the restoration of species diversity and ecological balance. Next, reutilization and recycling of waste. Reutilization and recycling of waste is a very potent method to reduce the water pollution. because the harmful things are not just wasted into water, but they are reused. And third one, removal of pollutants by physical and chemical methods. This is a very important method to clean our water sources. We should be actively involved in physical methods and chemical methods to reduce the water pollution. Next pollution we are going to study is soil pollution. So let's go to that slide. Now, what is soil pollution? It is defined as the decrease in the soil productivity, deterioration in quality of plants, and ultimately affecting groundwater by the addition or removal of substances from the soil. Causes of soil pollution are industrial waste, coal and mining industry, urban waste, radioactive pollutants, bad agricultural practices, and improper disposal of human and animal waste. Effects of soil pollution are increase in pathogenic diseases, which leads to more number of deaths in human and animal population. Next effect is increased soil toxicity, which leads to decrease in productivity. Next is increased toxicity in food grains and vegetables and fruits. So because of large scale of using pesticides and insecticides, the food grains and vegetables are now having increased level of those harmful compounds. They are not only present in the food grains, but they are also finally sink down in the soil. Then next harmful effect is increase in kidney damage, cardiovascular diseases, dermatitis, sterility, etc. due to toxic heavy metals. Then increased radioactive waste cause decrease in soil fertility. Now the control of soil pollution. The control measures are control of domestic waste, sewage and industrial waste, proper disposal of waste, recycling and reuse of non-biodegradable waste, good agricultural practices, that means organic farming, and recovery of resources from waste. From the waste, lot many resources like heavy metals and other precious metals can be recovered if proper methods are employed. So that also becomes a very effective step in reducing soil pollution. Next, we will go to noise pollution. Now, how do we define noise pollution? It is defined as the undesirable sound that interferes significantly with the comfort, health, or welfare of persons. I repeat, it is defined as the undesirable sound that interferes significantly with the comfort, health, or welfare of persons. The audible frequency response for a good ear ranges between 16 to 20,000 Hz. Sound below 16 Hz is called infrasonic, and above 20,000 Hz is called ultrasonic. Sound power is measured in decibels, which is a physical unit based on weakest sound that can be detected by the human ear. It is named after Alexander Graham Bell, the inventor of telephone. And 1 decibel means 1/10 of a bell. And this is the weakest sound that can be detected by a human ear. Now, causes of noise pollution. First cause is use of loudspeakers and household gadgets. Then traffic noise and vehicular noise, industrial noise, noise from construction work, and neighborhood noise. All these are sources of noise pollution. Effects of noise pollution. Auditory effects. Auditory effect means the decreased capability of hearing. That is the primary effect of noise pollution. Then speech interference or disturbance. That is ability to speak correctly is also disturbed by noise pollution. Next, sleep interference. The amount of sleep we should get is also disturbed. General annoyance, decrease in work efficiency, psychological problems, which are again the major problems created by noise pollution, and pathological effects like nausea, vomiting, dizziness, nervous fatigue. All these are different effects of noise pollution. Now, how to control? The control measure of noise pollution are: first, eliminate noise at source. Means as far as possible, we should eliminate the source of noise. Provide the receiver with some ear protection. Some ear protection devices are available which can be used by persons to reduce the effect of noise pollution. Then improvement in silencing technologies. They play a major role in reducing vehicular and industrial noise. Then increasing the distance between the source and the receiver. If the distance is increased between source and receiver, again the noise pollution effect will be reduced. But this can also be done as far as possible. So this finishes the noise pollution topic. Now we will go to nuclear hazards. In nuclear hazards, we are going to study about the harmful effects of nuclear activity done by human beings. Okay. So nuclear hazards are due to radioactive pollution spreading into the environment as a result of artificial radioactivity. Nuclear radiations not only affect food chain and metabolic pathways, but also their harmful effects continue into many generations. Sources of artificial radioactivity are industrial, medical and research use of radioactive materials, nuclear tests, nuclear power plants, radioactive ore processing. All these are sources of artificial radioactivity. Effects of nuclear hazards. Now, what are the effects? Number one, chromosomal mutations. Our chromosomal structure can be changed by the harmful radiations, which leads to genetic changes in the animals and plants. The next, skin cancers like basal cell carcinoma, squamous cell carcinoma and melanoma. All these are effects of nuclear hazards. Then headache, fatigue, nervousness are the general complaints of people suffering from nuclear hazards. Various other cancers are also caused by nuclear radiations like breast cancer, thyroid cancer, leukemia, etc. How to control the nuclear hazard? The first step we can take is adequate precautions should be taken while handling nuclear installations. That is the foremost and very important practice, because the precaution only will help us to reduce the nuclear radiation effect. Then we should maximize the use of safer or cleaner sources of energy. We should not depend on the nuclear source of energy only, because if cleaner sources of energy like solar energy or hydro electricity are available and maximized, we can reduce our dependence on nuclear power. Then adequate protection of personnel working in nuclear installation. Whoever is working in nuclear installation should be adequately protected by its harmful effects. So these are some of the methods by which nuclear hazards can be minimized. So with this I conclude my topic of today, environmental pollution. Thank you.